Hello, let us continue our series on change of subject. This may be our last but one topic, subtopic under this. We are looking at where the required letter is now in a square root sign. So this is just like the reverse of what we discussed in lesson 6. If the required letter is in a square root or a cubic root sign, what do you do? Alright, so we say that one is just like what we went through. Simplify and ensure that your square root or your cubic root sign is standing alone. Then after doing that, you eliminate it. How do you eliminate the square root sign? If it is a square root, you eliminate it by squaring both sides. If it is a cubic root, you eliminate it by cubing both sides. That's all. Good. So let's pick examples on this and solve. So let me write this time. I want to write a question for you. So question. We are going to make cure the subject in each of the following relations. The first one, I'll give you this. X equals, let me change my pen. X equals P root, not P, the P root is P root, the P is multiplying. Q plus R over T. Then the second one we have a F equals Mn minus the cubic root. This is not 3 root, it is cubic root. Let me write it properly. So this is the cubic root of Q. Alright. How do we solve this? Let's look at it. So my first one, sorry for the interruption. So my first one, I'm giving x to be equal to p root of q plus r over t. We want to ensure that the square root sign is standing alone. How do we ensure that? I want to first eliminate this p. The p is multiplying the root. So I will divide through by p. I'll divide here by p. This p cancels this p, alright? Good. So that I'll be left with, x over p equals the root of q plus r over t all over 1, okay? And I can leave it as this. Give me this, right? So now using my square root sign, the q we are finding is in a square root. How do we eliminate the square root? We square both sides of the equation. So if I square both sides, the square will cancel the square root, right? Now we're left with q plus r over t x. This is the same as x squared plus what? P squared, okay? Good. Now, what have you gotten to? We have gotten to relation involving two fractional terms separated by equal to signs. So to make life easier, I'll just cross multiply like we did in lesson 6. So I'll get x squared times t p squared q plus r. We get x squared t p squared q p squared r. You see that solution is coming gradually, right? Okay, so let us continue. We have to eliminate this term. So we subtract it, it's adding, we subtract it on both sides. P squared R P squared Q plus P squared R minus P squared R. So we get S squared T minus P squared R P squared Q plus 0. P squared Q, okay, X squared T minus P squared R. Right. Final step, what do? We want to do away with the P squared. So we want Q. We divide both sides by what? Divide here by P squared. P squared Q divided here by P squared. And we will left over Q X squared T P squared R over. Never make the mistake. I said this in one of the lessons that this will cancel this. Never try. And you be that. Never in your life. And you be that. So this is what you are going to do. This is X squared T over P squared R over P squared. If you want to further beautify the equation, so we can say S squared P squared minus what? R is equal to our Q. So that ends the first one. Started from here and we got here. Now let's look at the second part and we finish. The second part, we are given F equals Mn minus the cubic root of Q. That is what we were given in the question. Check. Okay. That is what I have written. So you see, this time it is cubic root, right? And look at this. So this term is not needed. We need to eliminate it by subtracting Mn on both sides. Mn minus Mn minus what? The cubic root of Q, okay? F minus Mn, 0 minus what? The cubic root of Q. And we get minus cubic root of what? Q. Okay? F minus Mn. We need to first ensure that the cubic root is standing alone. The cubic root here is not standing alone. Because of this negative, we can divide through by -1. So F minus Mn over -1. Oh, sorry. We divide here by -1. So we'll be getting this cancels this, right? Thank you. So we get the cubic root of what? Q alone standing. Sorry. And what is distracting me? Okay, so we get what? F over -1 F minus Mn over -1. This can be rewritten as F over -1, okay, plus minus Mn over -1. The negative here and this gives you the minus over here. Okay, the negative and the positive gives you the minus there. Because when negative multiplies positive, you get negative. So what will be left? We are going to get minus F. This cancels this, okay? So you eventually get plus Mn. Mn over 1 is Mn cubic root of Q. Alright. So finally, what do? We cube both sides. Cubing both sides. And if we cube both sides, we are going to get negative F plus Mn all cube. And this goes. So we'll be left with Q minus F plus Mn all cube. Right. And you are perfect. You are okay too. Or someone can say that, can rewrite this as Q equals, this is the same as Mn minus F or Q. Both are acceptable. All right. So I hope you have enjoyed this one too. Thank you, and hope to see you in the last lesson under this topic. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.